If you have one of these rigid oscillating spindle sanders and it doesn't start properly, like this one kind of works a little bit better now, but you can see it kind of hesitates when it's starting up, but it used to not start at all. And then you tip it and it would start up but then make an awful noise until you put it back upright. And anyway, let me unplug it quick. If I can. Hey, look under here. And up inside there, which I'll get to in a second. So pulling out all these rubber plugs to get to the screws. Okay, they all come off. Bottom comes off. So this switch right here, you can see I kind of rigged it with some extra wire. So what it is just a little like almost relay switch, which when it draws extra power as it's starting up, it creates extra magnetism and draws up this little cylinder that makes the extra contact for the motor starter. And what I found was it wouldn't do that until I added more windings around it. But this is just some regular like old speaker wire which I use. It's kind of rigged, so I'm going to take it back apart and count the original windings around it and then rewind it with the proper wire that's supposed to be on this thing. And you can hear it move around inside there, so that's why when you would flip it on its side it would make contact quick, but if you leave that on if you leave the starter switch on, it will burn out the motor fairly quickly. And I think that was part of the other problem. It burns out if it doesn't turn on or it does, so it's bad either way. Anyway, we're going to take that apart and fix it up properly. Oh, here's what the relay looked like originally before, well, except for where I had cut the wire off that went up to that contact there. So I had all this extra wire wrapped around that sucker. So now I'm going to go just pull this up all apart, count how many windings are on it. And I had this extra old transistor, transformer I mean, that I pulled all this wire off of because I didn't need that old transformer. And I think it should be plenty of wire to rewind that properly. And it's even thicker, so I'm not sure how that'll all work out, but hopefully it'll be better than it was originally. We shall see. But anyway, they obviously did not put enough windings on this to where when that starting amperage, the spike that causes this to switch, and then as soon as the motor's running, that amperage drops down, and then the magnetism goes away and the contact stops, so it runs properly. Okay, we're gonna go take it apart. Okay, we have it rewound, which looks awful because that wire was all kinked up and pretty difficult to work with, so I had a hard time getting it to follow itself through. But it's soldered back on here, and now we're just gonna reconnect it and test it out. Hopefully it works even a little better than it did, because it wasn't great. Alright. Okay, it's hooked up and back into place. You can see the connections, and it does have an up arrow on it to where is that? Yeah, it says up right there. So that how you know how it goes inside of here. Because of that, the wires are a little large. Just get it past there. And then the bottom cover holds all of this into place. So we're going to get that back on and test her out. Okay, we're all back together. Here we go. Let's watch how it starts up. Well, it's working. I wonder if I can see how it used to work when it was tipped on its side, how it sounds. Maybe I can watch the top as it does this. Oh, figures it works. Because it used to... Oh no, it actually used to start, but it wouldn't... Maybe... Let me tip a little more. That's working. Well, originally the thing didn't work at all, so I guess I fixed it too well. So anyway, what happened originally when I got this, I got it used and I went to start it up, and it just would kind of go like trying to move a tiny bit, and it just would never start. And then it seemed like it was really struggling. Like if I left it on, it would probably start smoking and burn out. And then I found when I put it on its side, it would start, but it was making a really loud noise. And then as soon as I tipped it back upright again, it ran perfect. So that's when I found that that gravity switch that is a starter relay, but it functions off of gravity. So once the amperage, the starting amperage drops off, the gravity pulls the switch back down and turns off the starter. So it's kind of a cool system, but easily failed, and especially if they don't put enough windings on it. Oh, I added 15 windings to it of definitely a thicker wire than the original wire, but I'm sure if you used the same size and did another 15 windings, it wouldn't stick out as much as mine and still work properly, because it just creates a little bit more of a magnetic field for it to start. And so hopefully this will help somebody out fix their rigid sander.